Halo guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here, I would like to explain about problem at work. Problem at work. In human life, including in the world of work, it will not be separated from the name of the problem. Problem usually arise in work as a result of communication problems, personal relationships, or organizational structure. Incompatibility between two or more members or organizational that arise due to the fact that they have different stages, goals, values, and perceptions. In the world of work, we can hardly be separated from conflict. It would be said that conflict is a destiny faced by humans. Who can get into trouble at work? Well, everyone can get into trouble at work. For example, like a director, manager, employees or staff, and people who are in company. Causes of problems at work. Well, actually, there are so many causes of problems at work, but here I will mention 5 causes of problems at work. First, there are personality differences between one employee and another. Well, we cannot equate personality and point of view, but to avoid problems, we must respect the personal opinions of each other employee. Second, the existence of bad communication at work that occurs to employee. Good communication is the key in all relationships, both personal relationship and colleagues. Good communication can avoid misunderstanding at work and help solve problems. There are many ways to deal with bad communications. For example, speaking moderately and thinking before saying. Third, there is a competition among employees in the workplace. Well, I will mention some of the potential downfalls of a competitive working environment. Some people get frustrated by a work environment that feels competitive, preferring to do their job and be evaluated against clear goals, not against an ever-changing environment and internal competition. Constant comparison can be exhausting and can eventually be a demotivator. Even for employees who are performing well, it can be frustrating for the competition to be continual. If employees view one another as competitors, it can sabotage collaboration and teamwork. It can even cause workers to sabotage one another's effort in order to get ahead, leading to mistrust and fear, which is not good working environment. Organizational goals can get lost in the fray. If employees focus more on beating the competition within the organization than on actually achieving the organization's goals, this could mean they are being less productive overall in moving the company or project forward. But there are also positive sides of competition among employees. For example, competition can naturally reduce indifference and laziness. By changing the work atmosphere and attitude, employees can motivate people who would be more naturally inclined to just get by with minimal effort. Creating incentives to achieve more can foster innovations that may otherwise have never been implemented. Communication can even focus on innovation, even if that's the goal. Many people feel it creates a positive environment. For many, competition makes work more fun and engaging. The next, benefits of solving problems at work. Here, I will explain you about 4 benefits of solving problems at work. First, fixing things that are broken. Most probably, when a team or a group of people working on a project experiences some sort of professional problems, then it is the team's responsibility to solve that problem as soon as possible. And eventually, the problem might possibly reach its end with the efforts of the team. Therefore, at the end of every single issue solving problems, the team presents its higher level commitment to the problem solution, increase the team's potential, increases understanding, and better communication. Second, addressing risks. It might seem a bit confusing for people that when it comes to the risk, more people can handle a higher amount of risk. And that is very true because when a group person tries to handle the severity of the risk, it is quite possible that they can grow better in their professional outputs. Therefore, Team problem-solving methods can increase the risk factor in every positive manner. And moreover, because of such team problem-solving ability, one can create better growth. Third, improving performance. At the end of every single issue-solving process, the team will present its higher-level commitment towards the problem solution. This improvement can experience a great amount of productive output in terms of their do's and don'ts of problem solving. Okay? First, listen. If team members come to you for advice or ask you to do something about a certain situation, listen to what they have to say first. Even if you already know about an ongoing problem, before you decide to take action, listen to all parties involved. If you are having trouble with other employees or coworkers, also listen first. Everyone has their own perception of what goes on, and although their reaction may not be the best one, listening to what troubles them may be the first step towards finding a healthy solution. Second, don't look for someone to blame. It's easy to blame someone or find an scapegoat. The real challenge is to become neutral and analyze the situation with a cool temper. That is why listening is important. If you listen first and take other perspectives into account, then you develop empathy towards the involved parties, solutions then become much fairer. Third, be ambiguous or avoid that issue at hand. Passive aggressiveness is not helpful at all when it comes to problem solving. If anything, it just adds more pressure to the problem. When facing an issue, be very clear of what you think the problem is. Listen attentively to all parties involved and deliver clear expectations. When things are out in the open, people know exactly what they are dealing with. Problem-solving skills are very important for your company's success. Reach out to the other professionals or training programs and make sure your working culture is enriched with problem-solving values. And then, work on your company culture and recruiting principles. It is easier to avoid problems in the future if you work on your company culture. State your company's values and share them with all of your employees. Share these values with customers, suppliers, and other contractors. These values should be integrated into everything your company does, including recruiting processes. When your HR specialist is interviewing and screening candidates, it will be much easier for her or him to identify like-minded professionals. And the last, what you have to do if someone does not work with you anymore? Well, it's hard, but first you have to do is give the first response with a smile. And then, ask the person what is the reason why he or she no longer wants to work with you. It can be used as an assessment for yourself or your work that will be useful in the future cooperation with other colleagues. Third, grateful for the reasons given. Whatever the reasons, you should still accept and be grateful for the opportunity to work together before. And digest these reasons, and if there really is a mistake that you have made, then try to fix it, because it will affect your future career. Okay guys, maybe that's all what I can explain to you. Thank you for listening. May all those we have shared be beneficial for all of us. My name is Melda Novri Andini. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye.